Hi there and welcome to the Explaining History YouTube channel. And now if you're watching this, it's because you're looking for a little bit of help making your answers in history essays and history homework more specific. And there's a very simple way to do this. You want to avoid being, and I'm teaching Napoleon at the moment, so you'll pardon the pun, a little general. Ha ha. What you want to do is make sure that when you're talking about an event in history, let's say, for example, the evacuation of children during the Blitz. If you start to say they left London and they went to the countryside and they were there for a while and then they came back, ask yourself the following questions. What happened? When did it happen? Where did it happen? Who did it happen to? And why did it happen? What, when, where, why, who. Those 5 W's will always save you. If you look at it and think, well, what happened? Well, in 1940, so we've got a when, children were evacuated to the countryside. There was an evacuation first in 1939 as well, and the second one in 1940. So we know children were evacuated from London to the countryside for a given period of time, and then they returned. Automatically, you're getting more marks because you're saying specifically when these events took place. You could go even more detailed. You could say that on a certain date the evacuations began. They increased in numbers up until a certain point, and then they declined, and then children began to come home, and then you could even put in what reasons led for the evacuees to return. So that's just one example. Always make sure that if you've got any sort of generalization, or if you start a sentence saying basically such and such a thing happened, there is no basically in history really. If you're saying basically, it means that you're not really sure, or that you've put in a generalization, or you're trying to oversimplify things. History is complicated. It's not simple. It's there are all sorts of details that invariably, if you're putting in basically, you're skipping over, and that's something you really don't want to do, because in those details are your marks. When you've used detailed information and you keep it close to the question, that it actually addresses the question, instead of having lots of detailed information where it just wanders off all over the place. When you do that, your marks will automatically go up, because you're using evidence, detailed knowledge that's selected to support the thing that you are arguing in the first place. So remember those 5 W's: who, where, when, why, what. If you're not sure, ask yourself those 5 questions: who, what, when, where, what, so on and so forth, and use that and then use that as your guide to go and find out, who did this affect? Why did it affect them? When did it affect them? What happened as a result? Where did this happen? Do those things and you'll start to produce much, much better, much more accurate answers.